Explore your niches. If freelance writing on some bidding platforms is your entry point to the freelance writing career, then the foregoing is even more so. The common pattern for beginners is to take on any project that is thrown to freelance writers, and as much as this phase can be less rewarding, especially on the financial dynamic. The good part about this phase is that when you take up the low-paying projects, you are actually building your profile and portfolio. What is also important in this phase is that with the various subject areas you get to work with, you can easily discover your strong areas and the subject matters you are most passionate about. Many successful writers have identified their strong areas or have discovered the well-paying writing niches, some of which we will share with you in this article. Many writing service buyers often seek writers that are good in certain subject areas, such as injury lawyer, auto insurance, or certain types of specialized writing such as technical writing, medical writing, etc. Be organized. Even if you're not naturally neat, you can organize your freelance business and save yourself both time and money. The key is to find methods and techniques that make sense to you. Here are a few organizational ideas. Eliminate paper wherever possible. Many vendors will allow you to set up automatic or online billing. Take advantage of this feature if you can. Organize project files by client name, or use another system that makes sense to you. If you are a client of mine, then there is an electronic folder on my computer with your name on it. Master your email. Most email systems allow you to create folders and rules. I keep an electronic email folder for each client's correspondence. Keep an accurate calendar. I know that many freelancers organize this online also, but for me it really helps to have a paper calendar visible that I can eyeball regularly to see what I have to do. Bulletin boards are not just for teachers. Remember the classroom bulletin board from school? Well, those old-fashioned bulletin boards are helpful in the home office too. Post anything you want to remind yourself of. Fight writer's block. Perhaps the hardest thing about writing is not knowing what to write. This condition accounts for most instances of writer's block as I've come to understand it. The key to knowing what to write is knowing the format of the thing you're writing. I'm not talking about formula writing. A formula is used to produce identical items in quantity, whether that's rubber duckies or romance novels. I'm talking about form, the underlying structure that gives shape to writing in the same way that a glass gives shape to the water it holds. Many experts tell you to research and plan thoroughly. Good advice. But often the real problem occurs prior to researching, planning, or outlining. That problem is not knowing the underlying pattern for the kind of thing you're about to write. Without that pattern, also called a template, the writing problem may present itself as a lack of research or planning. However, those are merely symptoms of something else. Applying this same analysis to freelance writers, not being ready to write can mean not knowing the project's format well enough. Whether a roundup article, profile piece, advertising, Slim Jim, or infomercial TV script, or not knowing how that format is being adapted to the target magazine or outlet. Set goals. The first is specific. Your goals should be so specific you can see it, touch it, feel it, smell it, and taste it when it has actually happened. Next is measurable. You should be able to measure or count your goal. When your goal is measurable, it's easy to see how much farther you have to go. If you're already jumping out of bed 2 mornings a week, then you know you only need to be excited enough to jump out of bed for another 3 days a week. Attainable. Every personal development expert will tell you to dream big. On the other hand, practical goal setters will tell you to dream big within your reach. So dream big within reason. Fourth is realistic. Set a goal you can achieve with those resources. For example, don't aim to make a 6-figure income. If realistically, you can only freelance 1 hour a day. Is that possible? Maybe. You could probably find somebody who does it, but it's highly unlikely for you or anybody else. And finally, time-bound. Your goal should have a time element. The time element gives you another means of measuring and tracking your progress. It also puts an end date to your goal. Then, when you've achieved your goal, you can move on to the next bigger one. The chaos between you and your goals. Now that you know how to set smart freelancing goals, What kind of goals should you have? Try to come up with a goal for your freelancing income and your freelancing lifestyle. Most freelancers would stop at setting an income goal. That's fine, but you should go further. Set goals for your lifestyle as well. After all, we want you to be both wealthy and happy. It does you no good to be making $10,000 a month freelancing if it means you never exercise anymore. You stop talking to your family, and you can no longer distinguish weekdays from weekends. Reach your goals. Make out your list of goals you want to achieve for 2014. How much progress have you made towards achieving them? Tip 1. Just make sure you take one action today towards achieving the first goal on your list and another action tomorrow, and so on. It might be because something was out of your control, such as the client decided to cancel the project, or they took the work in-house, or you were off sick for a couple of weeks and couldn't earn anything. But was the reason you didn't take enough time to work on your business? Tip 2. Get in the habit of taking regular chunks of time to pursue new business. Whether that's attending networking events, or making phone calls, or giving a talk, or ramping up your social media activity, you need to devote time to it. Try and carve out either half a day a week, every Tuesday morning or Friday afternoon, or mini chunks of 30 minutes each day.